let's take a look at it, I would say. But first I have to restart the music because it will be like over very soon. Okay, I will look at my second screen. That means I will talk to this side all the time, or maybe I can view it on this screen too. Okay, but I would say let's start. Obvious things first. Touhou Project 15 announced for May, or May will be the release of the demo version on I can't pronounce that event. Right, you know it, right? The big Touhou event in Japan. So it will already be released on the 10th of May. That's the whole like starting screen. And the game will be called A Legacy of Lunatic Kingdom. That's very interesting. And what's even more interesting, we have Reimu, Marisa, Sanae and Lazen as playable characters. We also have the information that the game will be completed this summer. So that's just the obvious stuff now, like basic introduction. And on the festival we have the trial version. Yep, exactly. What's interesting already on this webpage is something down here. Basic STG part is more simple. Does that mean we have like an easier Danmaku part, but maybe the whole system of the game is harder to understand or harder to play with? That could be. At first glance it is as usual. So I think the main thing about this game will be the whole system on it that it uses, and not the STG. The whole shooting thing, I don't know. Basic STG part, more simple. In my ears that means something like Danmaku, very easy. Very easy Danmaku. So maybe something like Touhou 13 in terms of difficulty. I mean, Touhou 13 wasn't that hard. We had in Touhou 13 it was like, if you die it really hurts because you don't have a lot of lives, but the game itself was very easy. And I can imagine this thing being kind of the same. Like, it's hard to get lives, but the Danmaku itself isn't that hard. Could be. He's still working on it, so... Oh, very important. All the screens are still in development, so... we really don't know that much yet. We have to see how it works out. But the screens already say a lot. And I think we will start with the interesting things now. Just have to open... No, I think that's the wrong thing. Give me a second. I prepared all the pictures here and now I'm too stupid to open them. Please? Yeah, okay, thank you. The first thing that I noticed when I looked at the screen is... Wow! Sun's art design, like... What the hell is this? Like... I mean, what? It's a ghost thing. With a very creepy face. The next thing that I noticed is... the paddle. She holds a paddle. Why does she hold that thing? And this ghost that looks like oh, what's the English name? Like color? Okay, the next thing I noticed is we have the practice button here. It's only practice. We don't have like a button for stage practice and a button for don't have a button for stage practice and a button for like the spell card practice. Maybe it's combined. I really don't know. It could be that it's combined now to like stage practice and spell card practice in one menu. We don't know yet. Oh, and with this art here, there will be something very, very interesting later. We will talk about this thing. Of course, the name Legacy of Lunatic Kingdom. Lunatic Kingdom could be what was the name? Aante? Aante. And the moon. So you could think that you're going to the moon. If you look at the background here, we have, I would say, this thing here in the background is the moon? Question mark. I hope too that we'll get the spell practice, but we don't know it. For now, it looks like it does not say anything. We don't have spell practice here. We don't have stage practice here. We only have practice, so it could be that it's combined. So it looks like a sky. We have stars here in the background, and this moon here. So, oh, and we have a lot of clouds. So it will obviously have something to do with the sky. And I think with the moon would make sense if you think about the name Lunatic Kingdom, and if you think about Lazen being a playable character. Ba-ba-da. If we're going to the moon, oh yeah, that would be really, really epic. The next thing I noticed is Sun's art, kinda like it looks like Reimu being 14 years old, maybe? Like, she looks much younger here in this picture. Could only mean that it's like a different art style. But maybe it could mean that it's like in the past, but that would not make sense, right? That's just an idea I had, because I think all the artwork looks like a lot more childish. That's just an idea I had. Yeah, I think there's nothing else to this screen except for this thing here. We will talk about this thing later, like I said. It will be the last thing we'll talk about. So I think we go to the next screen. On the next screen we have Reimu. On, I think it's the first stage. Why do I think it's the first stage? Because we have only one power here. We have 10, 120 as the point value. And if you look at the score up here, it would not make sense this being a later stage. So I think this is a picture of stage 1. We already are above the clouds, you can see this. We have a lot of clouds here on this picture. And what I found really, really interesting, two things. The first thing, I think that's obvious, is this disable thing here. What? Why disable? What does it mean? Is it a part of the system? Like, do we have a system where you can like not die? Another very interesting thing I noticed is this bullet down here. I mean, it's not an option or something like that. It's not your usual Hakurai thing. It's definitely a bullet. I mean, look at the sprite. It's the same sprite as those things here. But it looks different. It looks darker. What does that mean is the interesting question. It could mean that this disable thing removes the bullet or changes it. Like, we seriously don't know, but I could think that it's like this. I mean, that's not your usual Touhou bullets. Do we have anything else on the screen? Oh yeah, we have again this resource system of collecting pieces. I don't know, I think that thing could be a 7. And the music is Give me a second. Music. Restart. So I think that's a 7. And this I really don't know. Maybe a 5. The interesting thing is a 7 would be a very, very odd number. I mean, why 7? I think it has to do something with the resource system. And we really have to look how this thing turns out. Before we don't know, as long as we... Okay, again, as long as we don't know how this whole resource system works, we can't really say anything about it. Other things, now back to the obvious stuff. Power items and point items. Again, we have collecting power 1 to 4, like in the previous games. We have... I think it's increase... Oh, regarding the point... The value, maybe the resource system. I mean, those bullets have something to do with the value system. That could be too. I think it will also have to do something with the grace. Like it's... That grace changes your point value would make the most sense. But also removing bullets could be something... I don't know if it's removing bullets, but do something with the bullets. I mean, this is definitely different compared to your usual bullet style. I really don't know what this thing means. Okay, I think we go to the next screen now, because I have said everything on this screen. The next screen, oh, now it gets interesting. We see the shot type of Leisen U Inaba. She has this straightforward shot type. We don't know, it looks strange. I mean, are those things bullets? Are those things her bullets? Or are those things her bullets and those things are created by her options? But she don't has any options, so... The next interesting thing is, she cancels a lot of bullets. Okay, see you later, Fado. If you want to watch this thing again, it will be uploaded on YouTube. By the way, if you're on YouTube at the moment, hi. She removes bullets here. She cancels bullets. But how does she do that? I mean, it could have something to do with her black circle. But that would mean it would also remove those bullets here. And it does that. Everything else I recognized. Yeah, exactly. That blue circle. What does it mean? Does it slow down the bullets? That would not make sense, right? Does it freeze the bullets? Does it? I think it has to be something to do with the bullets. By the way, here you don't have this live thing, so it's strange. And oh, okay, she has options. She has already 3 options. The question is, what options are those? Those things are options? Maybe pistols? Would make sense. And also those 3 rings around her hitbox. Or around her sprite. Maybe it could be the Grace hitbox, but it could also have something to do with this big ring. With the big blue down here red circle thing. The Danmaku itself, well, creating walls of bullets, nothing special. I think that's it for this screen. I think Sun did something with the power here. Because obviously this is like earlier in the game than this screen. If you look here, we have a lot more that's not what I wanted. Go back, yep. We have a lot more grace, but only 1 power. And here we have a lot less grace and more power. Could mean that Lazen removes the bullets so that they don't touch her hitbox, her grace hitbox. It could be. Okay, I think we're going to the next screen now. Bum bum bum. Oh yeah, boss time. And it's the final boss because she has a star up here. You can not really see it. Or is it a ghost? It does not look like a star. It's green, of course, like the usual Touhou life star, but I mean it's like bigger here. A little bit sad that you can't read the name. The Danmaku looks strange. Interesting here is the different colors of the bullets. Their bullets are white here and change the color when they are close to the hitbox. My idea is that a special kind of hitbox that does something with the bullets? I think it has something to do with manipulating bullets. That we are able to manipulate the bullets. By the way, 1 in 17. Zun, maybe? That's not that good of a history. Oh yeah, here we have some bomb pieces already collected. And we have this disable thing again. Really, what does that disable thing mean? Oh, and we have 2 power. Okay, this is the basic needle Reimu shot type. She holds her needles in front of her. That's similar to the previous games, to 14 and 13. We have something interesting here. Does not look like it. We have and we have this circle-shaped life bar again. The Danmaku itself, well, should I comment on this thing now, too? Doesn't look too hard, but we're on normal, so yeah. I think you can't really say anything about the Danmaku. I mean, it's basically the same in every game. It's about the system and the whole, like, game itself, and not about the Danmaku. Okay, next picture. The next picture, oh, very, very interesting. What is this? It's hard to read. I would think it's chapter. I can see a chapter out of this thing, but I don't know. Maybe it's chapter, but the problem is the pictures are so bad that you can't really read it. But it would make the most sense. Chapter finish, maybe chapter grace, shooting down, and chapter finish. Would make sense. And you can see it's in the middle of a boss fight. Oh, by the way, we have Sanae, exactly, with aimed shot type again. I think it's the one from Touhou 12, with the bullets like going up and then shooting to the side. It looks like it, right? Like those snake things. Oh, and we have that thing here. We will talk about this boss later too. But there's also something very, very interesting about this boss. Ah, Zun, you already lost a bomb. You're not good. But I really don't know what this thing is. We have something like a percentage here. Like maybe how many of our shots have hit the enemy. Maybe it has something to do with hitting the enemy, and the more we hit the enemy, the more points we get, or the more resources we get. I think that could be a thing. Like we hit the enemy and by hitting them we fill up a GOG or something like that, or just like increase our percentage here. And that would like give us resources. Yeah, health is disabled in every picture except for the one I showed you before. Music is gone again. Restart. Nope. Okay, again. Okay, good. I really don't know what... I mean, even if there's like a percentage, how does that thing give us resources, or how does it help us? Or maybe it's just for scoring? Maybe this thing is just for scoring. But if it's just for scoring, it's displayed in the center of the screen, so it has to be something important. I mean, it's in the middle of the fight and we have this thing like shown. What is it? Oh yeah, by the way, I think this is the mid-boss fight. Why do I think this? We don't have a star here, and look at the point. So this could be the mid-boss fight. Oh, and we don't have a spell card here. So I'm pretty sure that this is the mid-boss. Or maybe it's stage 2, that could be 2. If that's stage... Why do I think it's stage 2? I think it's a different background. Or it's just different colored. If you compare it to the picture before, if you look at the backgrounds... Let's go one back. If you look here... Oh, wait, maybe here, up here it gets like this purple color. And if we look at this picture, here's the purple like everywhere, but it's still the same background. So that would mean this is after the picture we saw before. Oh, and another interesting thing, the boss is dropping point items. This could be maybe the same thing as it was in Touhou 14, where you hit the boss unfocused and it drops you point items. What we really don't know if how many shot types a character will get. It could be like in Touhou 13 where a character has only one shot type and it like switches. Or we have something like in 14 with 2 shot types. I mean, in Touhou 14 it was like a boss only drops those items if you shoot him unfocused. But she's focused here. Ah, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, Legacy of Mima. Ha 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 ha. Joke, joke. So, what does that mean? By the way, it looks like a very, very sad face here. Oh. We get, again, point items from shooting the enemy, but she's focused here. So the system is definitely different from Touhou 14. And again, this chapter thing. What is it? We have chapter grace, I think it's 30. If you look at the grace, 0 grace. 0 grace? And you have 30? Or is it 02? I've not seen that. 0 grace? At the mid-boss? I haven't seen that before. Maybe Sun started it as a demo just to get the screenshot. That's why he has 0 grace. But still, what does that thing here mean? Is it... It could also be that it's just like a debug thing. And we won't have that in the later game, but I don't think that. It's on the screenshots, and I don't think that Sun would put something like that on the announcement screenshots. That would not make sense. Give me a second, please. Okay. I think we will continue to the next picture now. Oh yeah, the dialogue before the boss shows up. 2 things. 1, the purple background is back. It's gone. It's not back. It's gone. Whoosh! So what does that mean? Maybe the purple background has something to do with the game itself, because why would it appear earlier in the stage and disappear later? Only exception is if it's like has something to do with the mid-boss. Like if the mid-boss appears, the screen gets purple, the background, and when he disappears it gets normal again. Oh, and look at her art. Sun, what? What have you done with Reimu? That's no. Well, okay. And there she has her orbs. Ooh, rotating all the time. Again, do we have anything else here? Zero gray, so maybe this is started by Sun again, and in the actual boss fight the screen would be purple. And it's just not purple because it's like in debug mode. I mean, this has to be a very late version of the game, because the demo release is very soon, and I don't think that Sun will change that much before the demo release. It just would not make sense. Okay, to the last picture we have. What to say about this thing? We have Raisin as playable shot type. I think that's the difficulty level. And what's that? What's that thing? I mean, we can't read it. Ah. Or can you read it? Yes, Nedo. Nedo. I think that's no, this is Na. Nado. Nado. What was this thing? I forgot this kanji. Ah! I think this could be the difficulty select. Would make sense. Because it looks a lot like previous difficulty set things we had. This thing kind of confuses me. What is it? This could be a P here? Who... something like that. And I don't know, I can read W question mark K? It's really hard to say. Oh, and we have moons here in the background. I think they will fall down like the leaves in previous games. Like just floating moons in the background. The next thing we really don't know is it does not say how many shot types there will be in the game. It could be that this is the player select. It could also be that this is the shot type select. I would rather go with this is the shot type select. Why? This thing just looks to me like the shot type select, or maybe this is the shot type select, or maybe we have 3 shot types and they are listed here. Or we have 2 shot types. This one, and spell card. Okay, so this is spell card. Maybe I can read this. It's not that easy to read because it's very small. This could be a Ru. Ibiru. I don't know, this could be N. I don't know this thing. That's a Yo. This could be a Ryo. Futan. Maybe a new spell card. I don't know what it could be. Or maybe we have focused and unfocused shots. Then we would have something like in Touhou 13. That if we focus... The music gone again. Wow, we're already that long on talking about this game. Whew. Okay. So I think that could be that we have two shot types. I mean, I can read shoto out of this thing. So shot type. Ah. Go back. Thank you. And I can't really see those kanji. This seems like the kanji for inside. So maybe this is unfocused and this is focused. Like inside... Like... But that would not make sense. So we have two shot types and one spell card. So it does not matter if you're focused or unfocused when you use a bomb. It will always be the same bomb. And I think I won't try to read through this thing here, because text. Okay, I think now we're going to the really interesting stuff. First we have this fan art of the character sprites. It was posted on Pixiv. It looks beautiful, right? No, not really. But there's one interesting thing here. We have rabbit ears. So, does already the first boss has something to do with rabbits? With the moon rabbits? That would be very interesting. Because that would mean that they already appear very early in the story. I mean, I'm sure we all know that this story will have something to do with going to the moon. But that early? Like, this boss was like in stage 1. And we already have those moon ears. And I like that. I don't know, what could you say about this design? Has a strange horn here and strange head and just looks strange. We don't know. Okay, now we come to the interesting thing. To the really interesting one. You already saw this thing here before. This picture was posted on Facebook. So we have this flower here. It's exactly the same, it's just like mirrored. And this thing also appears in the background of Byakuran's fight. It's definitely the same thing. It's definitely the same. If you look at it, you have like... Oh, it's a little bit hard now. Just look at this thing here. Mirrored, it's this thing here. And if you look down here, it's there. So we have this thing of Byakuran in the background of our logo. Why? Why on earth Byakuran? The main question I have now is, what does Byakuran have to do with... has to do with the moon? With lunar rabbits? With everything in this game? It just does not make sense. Do you have any ideas? Please write it into the chat, because I seriously don't know. But this is very interesting, that Byakuran has the same background shown here. Maybe it's just recycling, Sun being very lazy, or does it mean something? I mean, currently nobody knows anything. And we're all searching for clues. What could be in the game? And this is something... That this flower is the same as Byakuran's thing in the background. Do you know something? Write it into the chat, or if you're watching on YouTube, write it down into the comments below. I would be very, very interested in your theory about this. Ah. And I think that's it. I have said everything that I noticed about this game, or other people noticed. Touhou 15, a legacy of Lunatic Kingdom. What will await us in this game? We don't know yet. If you're watching on YouTube, thanks for watching. And if you want to watch me live, go on Twitch. My username there is Iridum. Link is posted down below in the description. And yeah, thank you for watching. Okay, that was like a sign for me to cut there, and now we continue with the main stream.